team, first of all, would like to thank on behalf of FDPPI, that management team, for your time on weekend, that on a Saturday at 11 o'clock. Welcome to the main discussion point, what we wanted to really initiate with you on navigating the independent data auditor career path. And I'm sure all of you in the call would have gone through already many of the blogs or trainings or etc. materials, right? The data auditor, which is the important and one of the unique point of our DPDPA 2023, and lots of discussions are already on because the topic itself is fairly new. But to start with, to update all of you, we at FDPPI have recently launched an event, a separate program called a vertical part of FDPPI called Association of Independent Data Auditors of India, AIDAI, which is um, led by Mr. Vijayendra Shanai and Mr. Ashokini, who are on the call, who are the senior members of FDPPI Forum. And it's an interesting, right? Because we all at the industry we are all very familiar with the audits per se, whether it is a process audit or a system audit or an information security audit or etc. etc. Wherein data audit is extremely a newer concept, as we know. So what we need to do, right? And we also wanted to bring the folks across the industry under a particular banner platform called this AIDAI. Keeping this in mind, we had a successful launch a month back at Bangalore. A huge kind of people showed interest, and I'm sure many of you are aware, as part of FDPPI, we also have that C.DPO.DA program. DPO stands for Data Protection Officer, which every institute offers. Ours is unique. Along with that, we are the first one to launch Data Auditor program. So all these initiatives goes hand in hand. Having said that, we really wanted to take it forward with the industry like this in a very focused way. And today we have all our senior folks. We wanted to have this program absolutely as a kind of interactive session. That's what we are discussing. We are hoping for any clarifications, any anxiety, any questions, any thought process of yours. Feel free to share it with us, and we will be able to take it forward. To start with, I would request Mr. Godandram, who is our, I would say, one of our mentor for all of us at FDPPI, to open the session and share his thoughts. Godandram sir, its floor is yours. Sir?
Good
Shanai, are you
morning
there?
to everyone.
Yeah.
Welcome to all. I'm extremely happy to be part of this venture. Why I say is when I retired in 2018, I thought of doing some work where we got the leadership of our Navy, under whom we united and we started FDPPI. It was the time when privacy law was yet to be born, but a lot of movements were there. Puttoswamy's judgment and thereon. Later on, we had FDPPI formed, followed by now what to do after the DPDP Act. DPDP Act has to be implemented in letter and spirit. Towards that, we planned this new organization called Association of Independent Data Auditors of India, AIDAI, which we launched very recently. Now we are having webinar to introduce this concept to the members, August members who have joined here, and to all of you to show what it is. It's my privilege to welcome the senior members of our organization. Navi, whom I need not introduce. Navi has been a mentor, as now Pratima Narayan was telling. I was also a student of Navi in National Law School, though belated, where I'm the oldest student, I think, for him in the first batch of cyber law. So he has been guided us from this day one when we have joined hands with him. And the journey has been very, very fruitful. Today, he is the, I can say, the Pitamaha of cyber and privacy ecosystems in India, a legendary personality who has guided every person towards the privacy law and its importance, role in the cyber age, to be implemented. Further, as a establishment, we had Mr. Nagendra Javagal, who was also a director, Ramesh Venkatram, who have been working. I welcome both of them because they have done human work towards that. And FDPPA spread its various chapters in Bangalore. We had Bhuvana Anand. In Mumbai, we had Adapu Bondaya, Nagpur Mahendra Limayeji, Pune Amit Kumar Kato, Kolkata Anirban Ghoshji, Chennai V.N. Pramanand, Delhi Miss Dipti Bhatia, Hyderabad Srinivas Vajpayee, and in Ahmedabad Anand Mishra. I hope all of them have joined. I welcome them. Later on, as streamlining it into a workable venture towards data auditing, we formed another organization called Association of Independent Data Auditors under the aegis of FDPPI. This has been ably led by Mr. Vijendra Shanai. Mr. Vijay Shanai, I welcome you, sir. And Srivatsa Ram Prakash, I welcome you, brother. And my colleague Mr. Ashok Kini and myself, we are working towards establishing this in letter and spirit to help this society. As already circulated to all of you, we are planning to have three important professional frontiers under this, namely probationary independent data auditors, PIDA, accredited independent data auditors, and certified independent data auditors. What it is, how we are planning. We have our Navi who is going to speak more on that. I do not want to take that time. However, our aim is to provide an umbrella for all the various practitioner professionals like chartered accountants, cost accountants, ICMA, GST practitioners, and technology cyber security practitioners, all of them under one umbrella so that they can join hands and form a team of auditors as data auditors. And as the DPDP Act expands in India, because every fiduciary in India is going to be covered under DPDP Act, and all small, medium, or large industry or business, non-business setups, as MSMEs, startups, everybody will be there, and everyone require advisors. So, what is the final decision? If you are an auditor, you can do any of this work. That's the aim. As an auditor, you must be able to know about cyber security. You must also know how to do auditing of data plus regular audit. Another advantage is these professionals are already doing different type of auditors. So we can channelize them together so that we will have a new arrangement in the name of Association of Independent Data Auditors of India. And it's very happy on behalf of Association of Independent Data Auditors of India, Foundation of Data Protection Professionals in India. I once again extend my greetings to all of you, and I welcome all of you for this training session, or I can say introductory webinar on the launch of Association of Independent Data Auditors of India. Thank you. I request Mr. Navi to take it further.
Yeah, good morning, friends. I hope you are able to view the shared screen, Ramesh.
Yes, sir, very much.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, friends, see, on 11th April 2026, we actually formally launched this Association of Independent Data Auditors. And we held a physical meeting in Bangalore. Then again on June 6th, we are going to have another physical meeting, which will be actually an induction program for people who will be joining this association during this period. Okay. Now, we thought that this concept of independent data auditors, and secondly, the concept of inviting non-privacy auditors also into the fold are very new. I'm sure people will be finding it difficult to understand these concepts, and therefore we thought that we will have one more interaction. And we have here several of you who are all, say, leaders in your own right. I want every one of you to actually absorb this concept and take it further within your circles. So this is actually a kind of a program which should roll out this idea to others, whichever is your area. I would prefer each one of you to do a similar presentation to your community wherever you are there. If you are a HR person, you do it in HR community. If you are an ISO auditor, you do it there. So chartered accountant in their community. So ultimately, we need to see how we make this concept something which people understand, and only when they understand, there will be some kind of an acceptance. Okay. Now, one of the things which we are promoting, which is, there is no doubt this is revolutionary. I have been hearing the views of people, and many people are expressing even some kind of skepticism. Our idea is that we have to take this data audit to people who are today not privacy auditors. See, when we say today's privacy auditors, you are looking at people who have been certified by FDPPI, maybe certified by DSCI, maybe certified by IAPP kind of things. So these are all people who have been certified in GDPR or specific privacy laws. Now, beyond this, we have got actually lakhs of people in India who have qualified themselves as ISO 27001 lead auditors. See, not all these people who have spent their enormous savings in getting this lead auditor certification have been successfully able to actually generate business for them, because many of them are not even interested, because they are all employed somewhere or the other. But these people who have been there, they are aware of what is audit in the ISMS scenario. Now, in data audit, there is information security management of private information, there is personal information, and therefore the experience of this ISO 27001 auditor should be relevant. So we want now to bring them into our fold and update them with the privacy related knowledge. Similarly, chartered accountants are plenty in India, lakhs and lakhs. They are all having their own thriving practice in financial sector. But the independent data auditors will be like statutory statutory financial auditors. And these chartered accountants again have one, customer contact, and secondly, they are also aware of the requirement of what can be called an audit. They may be doing the audit of physical vouchers and other things. So the same thing now it is in Tally. So they are already doing their financial audit on a digital platform. So we feel that they also have certain expertise which can be reoriented towards being data auditors. Now, cost accountants have been particular because we are talking of data valuation as an important requirement, and there is nobody better equipped than cost accountants to understand the concept of this data valuation. And privacy people are aware of monetization. Monetization cannot happen unless the organization knows what is the value of the data for themselves. Then I can add some profit element and make it the market price for others. So without valuation of data, monetization will not be a successful governance kind of decision. So therefore, cost accountants are important for our data audit. company secretaries are anyway there in all company law matters, and now we want them also to be involved here. And otherwise, of course, we have our certified DPOs from various organizations. All these people, we want them to bring together. Our concept is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, not very much appreciated in a competitive world. People today want to actually not cooperate and try to do things on their own. We are actually swinging against that tide, and we feel that we need to come together. Another way this combination can work is that when there is a large organization for which a data audit needs to be done, there is a need for a team of people to come together. We need a lawyer because we have got a lot of contracts to work on. We need a cost accountant because we want valuation. So like that, multiple people will be required in an audit team. So I think we have a concept which is perhaps today appears to be a little too novel, but as we go forward, I'm sure this will become the order of the day. Now, to institutionalize this, FDPPI is working through this AIDAI, and AIDAI, we have requested Mr. Vijayendra Shanai to lead. We will also be giving him support to a governance committee, and also beyond the governance committee, a group of advisors. We have put together a team. Maybe Vijayendra will share that. So we hope that this system will help in realizing what we want to do. Now, when we talk of this independent data auditors, I am reminded today about this new generation of cars where we have what is called this advanced driver assistance system, which sometimes gives warnings to the driver that you are leaving the lane or you're overspeeding and so on. I feel this advanced DPDPA assistance system, which is actually being unleashed by these independent data auditors, is something which is required by all data governance organizations, because they will be processing the data. They may have an audit once in a while, but on day-to-day operations, they need a continuous guidance advising the board that they are leaving the lane, they have to come back, and they are overspeeding. All these things need to be there. So I look at this independent data auditor ecosystem, which is coming up in India, as the advanced DPDPA assistance system, and AIDAI is creating an association of such people even before the profession is fully ready. We know that many times associations come after the profession is developed. But we are saying that we will float this association and we ourselves will create the people in the particular profession. Some of these people are people who already know DPDPA audit, GDPR audit, or something like that. But one of the things which we are trying to do exclusively is development of what we call as probationary independent data auditors. I will come to that in a minute. But the role of these independent data auditors, if you want to understand, you have to go back to the law, both Section 10 of the Main Act and Rule 13 of the rules, which says that a significant data fiduciary has an obligation to appoint an independent data auditor. Now, many people think that there are not going to be many significant data fiduciaries. But my view is that every data fiduciary is most likely a significant data fiduciary, because the sensitivity of information which is processing is always high, even if the volume is not high. And many of the manufacturing companies who are processing the biometrics of their employees are already having a very sensitive information with them along with the Aadhaar. Now, Aadhaar and biometric is a combination with which you can actually even operate a AEPS system and withdraw money from your account and so on. So therefore, it is a high risk combination of information which every one of the organizations are today handling. So I don't see where there is a non-significant data fiduciary. Additionally, I have always been telling that AI is there everywhere, but nobody knows what is AI. What does AI do? Why AI does something different than what it is supposed to do? What is this hallucination? Where are the guardrails? Nobody knows. Okay, we are all using AI, no doubt. Even in slide, perhaps this image was created by AI. But unless I read what is there, I'm not sure whether AI has done a good job. Okay, so when AI is used, an organization exposes itself to a bit of unknown risk, and therefore organizations which use AI could probably be considered as managers of unknown risk, which is actually a significant risk. Therefore, I look at the market as full of significant data fiduciaries, and every one of them should think of looking at a DPO and also appointing this data auditor. Now, under the Act, Section 10 tries to say something which we have picked up, and we are defining the scope of a data auditor's functionality through this. Now, I don't know if anybody had earlier realized the importance of this term data auditor, and maybe we are the first people to actually highlight this and say this is a profession of its own. This Act in one paragraph says significant data fiduciary shall appoint an independent data auditor who will evaluate the compliance in accordance with the provisions of the Act. That defines the scope of activity of the data auditor. Now, what he also is supposed to do a data protection impact assessment, which is defined in the law itself, saying that DPIA is a process which comprises of a description of the rights of data principles and the purpose of processing of the personal data and an assessment and management of the risks. So there is a need to do a risk assessment with reference to the data principles, and that is what is called a DPIA. And evaluating the compliance is the other major responsibility of this data auditor. Now, because the DPO is an internal person, this section says that there should be an external data auditor. We are calling him as an independent data auditor. Independent in terms of not being associated with the company. And secondly, of course, as any auditor should have a sense of evaluation capability. Now, the SDF, the significant data fiduciary, may expect, therefore, the data auditor to verify the technical measures, including algorithmic software. So, this data auditor is supposed to verify the algorithmic software. Again, algorithmic software is not defined, but I am looking at algorithmic software as the AI. Okay, otherwise, why should we use algorithmic as a word? Because every software uses algorithm in some way. When we say algorithmic software, we are actually referring to AI software. So if any organization uses it either to host or display or upload, modify, publish, transmit, in any way process data, if there is personal data involved in that, then the data auditor becomes responsible for verifying that that does not pose a risk to the rights of the data principal. So therefore, we are trying to identify what is the work of this independent data auditor. And because the way the law has described, a data audit is not merely a technical audit of systems. It is not merely an audit of the logs, how the systems are configured, how the cybersecurity controls are made. All these may be necessary but not sufficient. What distinguishes the data audit from every other kind of audit is this audit examines whether the processing ecosystem, which of course includes technology architecture, automated decision-making systems, etc., whether that creates any unacceptable risk to the legal rights and interests of the data principles which are expressed in the Act. Therefore, this role of a data auditor is not the same as the role of an ISO 27001 auditor, not that of a chartered accountant or anybody else, but it incorporates the work of all these people. So this particular DPDPA data audit becomes fundamentally different from conventional IT audit, ISMS audit, or cyber security assessment. And if you say that, is it then only a privacy audit? No, because the DPDPA itself does not define privacy. So it all tries to work on personal data, governance, and security. So ultimately, the data auditor has to look at the personal data governance system, and therefore he is like a manager, data governance manager, who has to look at that. So these small nuances need to be captured when we understand the role of the data auditor. Now, this means that the technical experts, cybersecurity specialists, system auditors, they all remain essential contributors to this data audit process, but the overall audit conclusion has to be guided by somebody who can interpret the legal provisions of DPDPA. So, if you tell me now that there is a team of 3 or 4 persons and you have these multiple components, technology person is there, a lawyer is there, a governance person is there, let us say. Okay. Now, who should lead the data audit? Is a question which we will be debating for a long time in future. I don't want to answer it today, because this is an evolution and each person will say that I am the best person to do it. But you may end up in a situation where it may be the lawyer who actually leads, but not necessarily the CISO. See, today many people think CISO should be the DPO, but I don't know. The chief compliance officer should bid for this position. So these are things which we will be discussing as we go along. Now, the data auditors are therefore trying to be guardians of data accountability. We have already seen guardians of privacy, the DPOs, okay, within the organization, but now we are going for guardians of data accountability. And in this transition, AIDAI is going to be a trend-setting organization in India. 10 years from now, when people write the history of data protection, remember 11th April 2026 will be considered a most important date, because the concept of AIDAI was launched at that time, and our friend Vijayendra Shanai was the first person to lead such a concept. Okay. Now, we keep this in the back of our mind and then look at how we go ahead. As I told you, the significant data fiduciaries are there everywhere, because sensitivity is part of their classification. So let us see if any questions are there. We will ask on that. And what we have done, therefore, is that, see, FDPPI started with these certification programs like everybody else. Now there are a number of organizations which are giving certifications. Then we moved into creation of the standards, which is DGPSI. Now a time has come for us to build the army of people who will be actually implementing DGPSI. They are the independent data auditors. And as I said, without waiting for this community to first come into existence and then they come together and have an association, we started an association and we are inviting everybody to join there. I think this is a concept which people should appreciate. Now, after launching, we have started something called empanelment, which I will request Mr. Vijayendra to explain. And then in June, we are going to have a formal induction program. Subsequently, we want to do two things. One is we want to give an opportunity for the for an exchange system to be developed so that business exchange can take place. Secondly, for those probationary kind of people, we want to give them an opportunity to grow to be an experienced um, data auditor. And as we go forward, this AIDAI will become actually the focal point for bringing the data principle, the data fiduciary, and the regulation into one single fold. Okay. Now, out of this, we intend to also develop a grievance redressal platform. Let us see how it develops. Okay. So what we need from people like you is understand this concept, and then if you don't accept it, then you cannot perhaps either join or tell somebody else to join. So let us use the time available to get these clarifications. And once you understand, please do join this community and carry this vision of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, bring everybody together, and through the system of empanelment followed by the training and other things. I will stop here and I will request Mr. Vijayendra Shanai to talk about the empanelment, the types of empanelment, what are the financial implications, all these things he will explain. After that, we will have a Q&A to discuss the questions. Okay?
Thank you, Navi sir. It was very insightful, as always, from you. Very glad to hear, and there's always a knowledgeable thoughts when we all listen to you. Once again, a warm welcome to all the each one of you who have attended for attending this webinar. I know this is a weekend, and then from your busy schedule, you have joined this event, and thank you once again. From the details of what Navi sir spoke about AIDAI, and then a lot of thoughts on DPDPA. We have carved out strategic objective for AIDA as a business unit, which eventually we plan to carve out as a separate entity. So there are two phases which we are contemplating. The phase one, we are talking about the focus on develop talent. What does that mean? Develop talent is, today we have identified there are a lot of privacy professionals and also non-privacy people who like to pursue their career in data privacy. So we wanted to capture them right from the beginning, which means the door is open for the freshers, irrespective of whatever the qualification they possess, and then gradually, take them to the second level, where when they gain experience, or the people who are having kind of a mid-level experience up to 0 to 3 or 0 to 5 years experience and possessing some sort of a technical certification, could be ISO or could be any product related certification. So we invite them into the second track. The first track is freshers, is called probationary track, and second one is accredited track. And the people who carry the rich experience in the auditing field, and also they are possessing the different certification, and then we have a separate track for handling them as an independent data auditor. So these three are the different different tracks that we have. The initial first track, the fee for this is around very nominal. We have kept is 3,000 rupees, so that we can attract a high volume or a pool of freshers in different discipline, and also the people with the 0 to 1 experience or 2 years of experience. Similarly, in the second track, we have kept 6,000 rupees, and the third track is about 10,000 rupees. However, we have also got some special discount till this month end, which we will communicate those who are interested, and then we will get them onboarded quickly. The second strategic objective is, focus on delivery excellence. Delivery excellence means we have people who are already, those who have gone through this track and available as an experienced data auditor or a privacy auditor or a security auditor. We will take them along as an observer or as a co-auditor when we implement DPDPA for our customers, and hence there is a great opportunity for consulting and implementation of DPDPA, and also conducting the assessment and the audits. So this is where we say that delivery excellence, wherein we bring in the value proposition. As we have WPPI has worked on a different framework or a unique framework called DGPSI, which is have today we have it is available in multiple flavors. If at all, if you are talking about SME, one need not reinvent the wheel. Looking at the ISO controls for security, ISO controls for privacy, and different framework which is available in the industry. FTPP has worked, and then we have consolidated, and we have come out with the DGPSA framework for SME, which is having 36 controls, where in the state away you refer these 36 controls and then implement. The second aspect is, for the full version, there are about 50 controls. Then we also have DGPSI for AI, which is predominantly for the AI developed companies or AI product development, AI services consumption companies, etc. And then we have industry-wise sector-wise, which is DGPSI for HR, DGPSI for manufacturing, and DGPSI for other industry sectors. So this gives us more unique advantage when we implement wearing a FDPPI hat, because today I am proudly I can proudly claim that no other institution or any organization has this kind of advantage, and nobody has this kind of framework right now, and we are continuing it to get it recognized at the national level, even at the global level. Some of the global companies who are into auditing, and now they are very much harping their journey into DPDPA, since in India there is a vast opportunity, and they have also approached us to get their logo into our FDPPI certifications or any implementation opportunities. They would also like to have their partnership with us. So it is a voluntary approach, and it is a very good indication. So overall, I would say that this is the second objective that we are focusing on, delivery excellence to the customer. The third aspect is customer delight. So bring in complete transformation to the customer and customer businesses. Since we are the privacy champions, and then we know the customer business, and we know how the privacy aspect is really applicable to each and every business vertical, and hence we are able to transform not only customer delight, even the customer businesses. So these are the three things that we are strategic objective we are carved out in the phase one. And in phase two, as Navi sir pointed out about the governance team and also the advisory team. The advisory team consists of various representation. Today I am proudly claim and happy to say that we have industry icons from ISO community representing and chartered financial professionals and company secretary professionals, legal professionals, and industry icons. So it's a combination of all these very rich professionals. The knowledge that we get to identify and address the DPDPA challenges. As you know, DPDPA is new to the customer, and it is new to the government, new to the implementer, new to the consulting. So it has to evolve in terms of addressing the industry challenges, in terms of formulating the probably the amendment which is coming out from the different industry community. So therefore, this council, advisory council, will further add value for the people who are in our part of the FDPPI and AIDAI journey. We have carefully studied and looked at this knowledge should not remain only within the community. It should translate into the automation, and we are looking at the something like a data exchange platform, which means it will cater auditing community. If there is somebody, if the organization is interested to see somebody is looking for independent data audit or an internal audit or audit of any type, they can simply request, and the demand comes to us, and then it goes to the demand and provision and then execution and implementation cycle or through this platform. Similarly, somebody wants to evaluate the data. As we said, we are the only one who are introduced evaluating the data for an organization, which translate into quantified XX dollars or millions of dollars. Today there's no one, but today we have the capability, we have the professionals, we can bring in such value to the table. Hence the organization now can look at not only looking at the independent data audit, but also they can evaluate the data. So this is the second way where people can come in and enroll into the platform. Similarly, the legal professionals, if there are any grievance from within the organization, which is internal to the organization, however, they can come onto the platform through the subscription, and they can enroll, and they will have the complete solution to their grievance. And it does not stop there. It gets extended to the public and the society, wherein the platform is open. So anybody has any grievance towards a DPDPA or towards a privacy, it is open, and the people can get enrolled. So this is the platform where I would say it will be a immense and rich platform with the collaborations of very immense iconry figures which I mentioned early on. Their knowledge and total knowledge, summation of knowledge. So integrated knowledge that translate into automated platform, which everyone can benefit. So this is something which we are looking at in the phase 2, and we hope to release it in the form of a SaaS platform, which you all are aware now what is SaaS and the e-commerce platform. So by end of this year, hopefully we will convert that and then roll it to the public, I mean, roll it and make it online so that it is available, and from there it gets matured over a period of time as and when DPDPA gets involved. We also, along with the whole community, we also get that knowledge and experience translated into this platform. So this is what we have carved out right now, and I request as a first step, request all of you to, wherever there is an opportunity, to canvas about AIDIA, and also how you can, or your friends or your known circle can bring in to our talent development journey, so that there is definitely the career path which has carved out from AIDIA. So with that short intro of AIDA, because of paucity of the time, I would like to conclude here. But I thank each and everyone again for participation. And this particular webinar, we wanted to hear more from you, so that it is interactive. And I'm sure now you have so many questions, and we can open the floor for the question, and then we can take it forward. Thank you once again.
Great, Shanai. Team, everyone, just feel free, unmute and post any question. I saw one question from Vinita. Vinita, can I request you to go ahead? Just put your question, please.
I think the question is already posted.
I know. I wanted her to unmute, and then I thought she can ask directly.
Yeah,
Vinita,
I think one more question from Mr. Suresh Natarajan.
Correct. So, guys, I would say, team, just feel free, unmute it, and go ahead. Is it okay?
Can you hear me?
Yes, Vinita, please go ahead. Thank you.
Well, I as I wrote in the chat, that I'm experienced in-house counsel.
Yeah.
I'm closely, following the DPDP Act and its implementation, and I'm seriously, I'm very much interested to pursue this further. And so I'm looking. I happen to see this post in LinkedIn, and immediately joined this at a very short notice. But it is a very insightful information. So what you want to know is, how can I be a part of this initiative? Is there anything, certification that I require, or how do I become a part of it?
Ashok
I'm
or
just
Vijayendra, can you please? Ashok.
Yeah, I think like Vijayendra sir mentioned, so we have these three categories where professionals like you, Vinita ma'am, can join in. So I think you would fall in the category 2, because you come with 15 plus years of experience, and like Navi sir mentioned, this is open to all fraternity, like lawyers, chartered accountants, company secretary, and all of that. As a first step, I would suggest you enroll or empanel yourself as an accredited IDA. So Srivatsa is here. You can probably share Srivatsa, who will coordinate and help you to get the empanelment done. There is a nominal fee for that. And once that is done, of course, there is a step-up process. If you want to become a certified independent auditor, because that is the highest or the top level of independent data auditors, you have to go through a course and then clear an exam. And our community is something which is more of a community support that you'll get in terms of doing any audits and other things. And there is already a forum which exchanges a lot of information on a day-to-day basis, which is more of operational thing that is exchanged. So that will help you. So first step, please get yourself empaneled, and Srivatsa can help you.
Excellent.
okay, thank you, sir. Yeah, that was very insightful. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Suresh sir, can I request you to go ahead? Suresh Natarajan.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. And it's a great initiative. But my only query is with respect to who is eligible for this program? Is it exclusive for the practicing professionals, be it CAs or ICW professionals or legal professionals, or is it open for in-house professionals also? Because as per the statute, it calls for independent data audit. An in-house counsel or a person who's associated with the InfoSec team, will that person be eligible to participate or to function as an independent data auditor?
Yeah, I think Navi
For
sir
two
is,
reasons.
yeah.
No, sir. Say the content of what we are discussing in the training program is actually relevant even for internal audits. Say an organization will have a DPO who will be implementing, but then externally there will be an independent data auditor. But the DPO also should be as much conversant with the with what the external independent data auditor will do. So to that extent, internally also it can be the course can be gone through. Now they may not conduct the audit of which is certifiable kind of a thing. So, but I feel that most of the senior DPOs will ultimately switch over to be independent data auditors in terms of profession because they will have the in-house experience and they will be capable of taking on this. So people can prepare themselves to be the independent data auditors. Okay. So you carry that,
Right.
then where you can apply it, you decide. But internal auditors within your organization should have almost the same capability as an external auditor, and that will also help you in dealing with an external auditor when he is doing the audit because you know as much as what the others can do. So I feel that's how you have to perhaps look at it.
Sure, sir. Sure. Got it.
Very good. And also, just
Thank
to
you. Thank
add,
you.
Suresh, further to what Mr. Navi said, if in the opening remarks of Chennai, he clearly mentioned that we are looking at everyone, right? Because this is going
Right.
to be a big, big community per se, and it is not restricted to, as long as we understand the law, we know certain, even Kodanraman sir touched upon some kind of technical controls or whatever we are familiar with. I think over a period of time we can become a good auditor. So, question is participation is the key. Just be there. I'm sure.
See, when we
Sure.
have this platform going, it will take some time because that's again another big, say, idea. When there is a platform and there is a big company which wants to actually take the assistance of a team of people from this platform, actually, people with diverse experience can come together and form their own team, one
Yeah.
lawyer, one IT professional, somebody like that, and they can make a bid because they will be bidding against, let us say, the big four kind of a thing on the other end. Okay, so they
Yes, sir.
can actually come together, form their own teams, and then it should be a new kind of firm. See, today, when we talk of firms, lawyers become firms of lawyers. Chartered accountants have only chartered accountants firms. And some of the those associations have not realized that we are moving into an era where interdisciplinary cooperation is required. Now, I feel that most of these organizations, which perhaps in their statute may have some question mark on a chartered accountant cannot become a part of a lawyers association or something like that. They need to change
Mhm.
that because we are moving into an era where interdisciplinary professionals have to come together. So we will informally set up that. So when there is a bid process which is going on, maybe those who are looking at the technology, please take note of it. In the bid process, we can create a separate category of bidding along with other kind of people. So it's not an individual this thing. If there is an audit request, whether I can directly do that or I can do it along with another person, we will create in the platform some kind of a process by which you can express your interest in joining hands with somebody else so that the bid itself can be led by somebody from group leader, and then he can get multiple people together, and that team together will be much, much stronger than a big four. Because if people are approaching this audit as something which only an IT person can do, I think they will sooner or later find out that that is not possible. So that is what we are trying to build. Okay, so ultimately we
Okay.
have to ensure that people accept this concept. It will take time, but I think we are moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
I think,
Yes, sir.
sir, can I add, sir?
Yeah, please.
See, nowadays, everything, as our Navi was telling, is interdisciplinary. We require technology, we require legal people plus administrators together. Especially even in the government organizations and other organizations, individual having a knowledge in a specific area will not be sufficient because the entire media has changed. Now technology has changed. The conceptual understanding of the technology requires backgrounds from everywhere. There is need of a technologist who can tell us whether it design by design the things are there as an auditor. Secondly, maybe a lawyer who may say whether technological things are there, cyber forensic norms have been adopted or security norms have been adopted as prescribed in the law as well as in the technology. Moreover, as a CA, when you are doing audit, you must be able to demonstrate that the privacy norms have been followed in respect of each one of them, where most of the CS may not be having technological required. So you require a technological man there. Even valuation of any data, you require a cost auditor to step in and help. So like that, various streams of people have to come together as a team to establish as an auditor. I always say auditors posting is the very senior people will be there in all organizations and they will have different interdisciplinary knowledges plus people, the team consists of that, then only the team can perform. It's like our
Right.
IPL team. If you are having only batsman or bowler, you cannot win. You need to have every person who has his
Right.
role. So similarly, when you are executing an audit function where you have to certify, you require, and auditing is the ultimate item. He must be aware of all this down the line. And therefore, step one, step two, step three, the formation of the teams where we will be able to excel as auditors. That's the concept what Navi is telling. That's what I understand, sir.
Ashok?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think while Navi sir explained the concept, I just want to let you know that we already have formed a consortium like that. We have won a big project. There were 7 entities which were competing for that, and we won that through the consortium of different people like a lawyer. There is a lawyer. There is a ISO. There is a international GDPR related specialist. So there are SMEs across, and we formed a consortium, and we won recently. We won a big project on those lines. Secondly, we are on the works of this audit exchange platform, which is going to, like Vijayendra sir mentioned, it's going to happen by end of December this year, and I think you will see a lot of opportunities that might come across once you become part of this platform. That's all I just wanted to add.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for the information.
Any question, team? Any one of you further on this topic? Absolutely, feel free. People on board would be able to answer any of your question. In the meantime, I will just take 2 minutes. I think thanks to Vinita Madam, where she said that I just saw the message on the LinkedIn and then I got connected here. Thank you very much. And I'm sure that if many of you are going to be new to FDPPI, very quickly, FDPPI is for you, for me. It's for that working privacy professionals who are interested in privacy and security related arena. And Mr. Navi, as Godan Raman sir said, I don't have to give any formal introduction about him. One of the privacy pitamaha of for us, all of us have written lots of books, and you should visit all his blogs on a daily basis. And request you to kindly be in touch with Srivat sir to understand more about FDPPI, more about our training and certification programs, more about this Association of Independent Data Auditor. And I would simply, to summarize, FDPPI is a glue connecting all of us. Please make use of, and as Ashok sir just mentioned, I think we have, it's a quite interesting, unique organization per se in terms of subject matter experts emerging from various domains, right? Starting from legal to technology to HR professionals to, so you name it, we have. And people who are all part of this, they're all CEOs of their own organizations. This is an voluntary organizations where we come forward to share our knowledge and etc. So I would request and expect each one of you to be part of this great initiative, great forum, and talk to Srivatsa over mail, get all the information, and absolutely be connected with us on LinkedIn. And we all should work together, strive together to build a strong privacy culture within our country. Yeah. And feel free if any of the questions you have. We are not in a hurry. Absolutely feel free. Any question?
Say, Mr. Abhishek Bonsle is asking the question
Yes, sir.
about the certification and how the international companies will react. So this is something which we have to wait and see. See, ultimately, as you know, in any of these kind of certifications, all certifications will be mostly by private organizations. Okay. In fact, I have been very vocal in stating that government should actually keep its hands off of some of these certification kind of a thing, because in law it becomes a deemed assurance about compliance. Okay. Recently, when the government floated the idea of supporting its own platform for compliance, I have raised the issue that if government gets into the development of a software, and it means that that will be the deemed compliance. So there is no need for any other kind of DPB or something to stand in their shoes. Similarly, when it comes to the auditors, while the government may perhaps come out with some norms, as it has happened in the case of GDPR, certification bodies, they may come up with some norms. Ultimately, it will be the private sector certification bodies which will emerge. We have been one of the first to come with this. There is no doubt that we were the first, because 2018 the law came, 2019 our first certification program was there.
Lunch.
And we have also made changes as was necessary, because the law which was there in 2019 got modified in 2021, and now we are in 23. We have also modified. But we can still say that we were the pioneers in setting up the Indian Data DPDPA compliance program. And there is nobody even today on DGPSI kind of framework. Okay, DGPSI, we have presented to the Bureau of Indian Standards recently and said that this is something on which you should start working on. Like you have got in USA, the High Trust, okay, started as a private organization and later on joined hands with the HHS in terms of HIPAA. Now, in India, of course, people are not as open as they should be in the initial days. We are trying to make them realize that in DGPSI, we have got something which any other standards organization will take 5-6 years to develop. We have developed our framework even for AI environment. We are developing it for data processors. Where else you find this kind of body of knowledge, which can always be changed. I am not saying that DGPSI is something which is perfect or something like that. Okay, we would like to say it is as perfect as it can be, but it can further be improved. But there is no other comparable framework as of today. So our approach has been to actually create the market. If you see my blog today, I am always reminded by one of my mentors that when I joined the job, actually this was told to me that in our organization, please look at you as a lotus in a pond, and you will rise if the pond itself rises. Okay, so that I have always remembered, and that's why we are always trying to look at the entire community. Okay, I'm not looking at somebody being my competitor, a data auditor being a competitor with a chartered accountant or somebody like that. If the whole community develops, all of us will definitely benefit in our own way. Of course, we have to be better than the other person because the customer has to get the benefit. And as Vijayendra has rightly put it, we will try to help even there on improving the delivery efficiency and customer delight. We will try to do that. But we will not try to do anything which will shrink this marketplace. So that is why when we have this DGPSI, we said it will be an open source. Okay, so we have actually kept it open. Detailing of that can always be done by a consultant. So consultant can preserve his business by interpreting the DGPSI kind of a thing. So I think we have done enough. And if MNCs or anybody else wants to evaluate us on the basis of our performance, I don't see anybody saying that FDPPI trained person will be inferior to anybody else. In fact, they should prefer FDPPI. We may not have the patronage of any big industry. That doesn't matter. People who know what is required of a DPO, what is required of a data auditor, they should first evaluate this, and I'm sure they will do. So don't worry about whether one single MNC is doing it or not. If you are in a MNC, please make them realize that there is an organization called FDPPI. There are persons like Ramesh who are experienced in every other audit form. So if he has come to DGPSI and he says DGPSI can do something, you cannot get somebody who doesn't know about other things before he says this. So we will discuss that. We are also going to have a tie-up with academic institutions. We are going to have a tie-up with the certification bodies, and ultimately we will try to do our best to ensure that the industry develops a recognition despite their reluctance. See, 3 years back, if you had said, even in India, if somebody wanted to appoint a DPO, they would simply say, "Are you IAPP certified?" Now, I have been questioning that many times. That have you ever asked them, "Are you certified for any Indian DPDPA requirements?" But I think in the last 1 or 2 years that has changed. Now, at least people will be recognizing that there is DPDPA which is different from GDPR, and we need Indian certification in addition to any other certification. Okay, I'm not saying that it is not required to have a IAPP certification. In fact, IAPP certified persons are being empaneled by AIDAI directly as accredited IDAs. We are not going into any dispute of whether that is better, this is better. Yes, ISACA certified person can get himself registered as an accredited independent data auditor. Same way, somebody who is certified with DSCI can be called an accredited IDA and get himself empaneled. So we have only created one more category called certified IDA, only to distinguish people who have gone through the examination which we have put in place. And accredited people also, if they want, they can go through this and become certified. There is no hierarchy here. I'm not saying that accredited is one level and certified is another level or something like that. Certified is certified by FDPPA, accredited is certified by many other people. So we are treating them equally. You can be registered as IDA. Only the professional people, we are telling them that we are helping you in becoming a full-fledged, either you call yourself accredited or certified, that is left to you, because we are foreseeing one requirement in the marketplace. Today, if there is one DPO in a big organization, he needs 10 people to assist him. It is not that he alone can be there. There has to be multiple sub-DPOs. And these probationary DPOs will have to fill that void. So we are expecting that people who would be interested in coming into the privacy field can come through the channel of first being a probationary IDA, get themselves trained. If possible, we will give them intern opportunities. We will try to associate them with some accredited people. That's all. When the platform is ready, we will try to ensure that this is done, so that over a period of 2-3 years, they gain enough experience. Today, just getting one certificate is not sufficient to become an auditor and go and bid. There are many people who are bidding for audit without even that certification. But only after starting the work, they will know that there are so many doubts which will be coming to them. So this preparatory thing will be helpful, and we are also talking to the Ministry of Skills Development in Delhi, and we are saying that so far you have been looking at these programs only for AIDAI or some kind of such skills in different engineering type of this thing. Now, even here, there can be some soft skills programs which can create employment of its own. It's not that the government should only help the blue collar people, not these white collar people. We are saying that we are going to help you in developing that. Let us see how it turns out. See, some of our ideas are futuristic, and many people may feel that all these Navi things 10 years ahead and not today. To some extent, it is true, but unless you start thinking 10 years ahead, you cannot have a plan for next year. So that's why we have people like Vijayendra and others who will be having next year's plans, whereas perhaps I will still be talking about 5 years hence or something. But we are moving in a particular direction which will have to create an ecosystem, and it should be beneficial to all of us. As I said, if the pond raises, all of us will benefit. So please be part of this. Don't restrict the growth of this organization only to me or Ramesh or even Vijayendra or somebody like that. All of you come together. If you think you are capable of doing more than any of us, please join and develop this and treat this as your organization. That is the small appeal I want to make to all of you. Thank you.
Ashok, sir.
Yeah, just wanted to add a note for Abhishek. Abhishek, we are in discussions with 2 European certification bodies, one for certification related collaboration. Second is for auditing and certification related aspects. So these are organizations, one of them, like Vijayendra sir mentioned, they themselves came, they know what FDPPI does, and they know that there is a uniqueness in what we already do. So we are not just restricting to India.
Good.
So there are certification bodies who have approached us to collaborate.
Excellent.
And DGPSA, we have rolled out a GDPR version also. Okay, so if it develops, we will be having Indian standards for compliance of GDPR, or maybe even CCPA or something like that. It will take time, but we have shown our intention of doing that.
Navi sir,
Yes.
are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I do.
Sir, I know you for the last 8 years at least, through the collaboration of FDPPI, Ramesh, everyone. But at this point of time, our idea of independent data auditors is a conceptually revolutionary, no doubt. And we know you are a Durdarshi.
Excellent.
Ramesh?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So we follow sir's footsteps in our every step.
Yes.
But at this point of time, no, because we've seen like Kodaram sir, Vijayendra, Ashok, everybody's there. I want to say something as a devil's advocate. One is, even though we are working for the last 8 years under the umbrella of FDPPI for various aspects, and from my observation from the industry, as a auditor for the last 10 years, as a banker for the last 30 years, whenever such a legal requirement comes, a regular requirement comes in India, right now RBI, IRDA, or TRI, or SEBI, everybody, whenever they roll out any framework for audit or the compliance or the guidance, everybody saying that you get audited by the certain empaneled companies. I also involved in empanelling one of the company in the certain in my career. The whole process is a humbug. I know internally. But market and the companies, because CERTIN is a government of India agency, they just go on that way.
Because the
In,
brand.
not a brand, it's a government entity. That is a
Correct,
brand.
correct.
That is a brand.
That's a brand, yeah.
So that's why. So actually, what the certain independent auditor do, I also seen in many
Yeah.
of my audits, and as associate of one or two certain independent associates, okay, already there. But now to take our stand and make a real impact on the market and the community and the privacy domain of India, we need to establish the best way to do delivery and reach out to market in an open way. That is my suggestion. But this week, I don't know how to counter the certain empaneled auditors way of looking by the regulators. RBI also recently, SEBI rolled out a very detailed cybersecurity resilience framework running into 200 pages. It's a very good framework. I've gone through it. But finally, the SEBI directed the companies under their purview to get a audit by the SET empaneled. Now, one more thing I want to drive here is the market of audit and this compliance or certification becomes so competitive. And when after my dissociation with the BSI on a full-time basis, and 3 years back, I approached one of the global certificate body to enroll me as an external because I don't want to give full time. So the auditor was the company, a person who was interacting with me. He has gone through everything. He's you know me for quite some time, and told, okay, we are empanel you, but we pay only 4,000 rupees per day audit. This is an offer. So this being the market condition, I am also want to bring to the notice of the seniors here. The market is very bad, and the audit reports are very loose, or they're not going as per the standard itself. Even you take ISO standard is a good standard, but audit reports are not there, not going as the standard expectation. Now, one more thing I want to bring to the notice of this meeting committee. Now, ISO going to release one new revised standard called 19011 in 26. It's going to come in shortly. That is going to give a more clear idea, keeping the current trends in the market and technology, how a audit to be delivered.
Yeah.
We should keep that as a standard for developing our community as independent auditors of data. And that standard is globally accepted.
Yeah.
Normally, ISO standards are, Ramesh, you know me, I know, many of my colleagues also know, they are acceptable and good standard. But the problem comes how we implement it, how we look at it, that is the problem. So this is what I want to share the community here. Let us work together as Sir told, and we are always there together. We are going to continue this journey for a better tomorrow. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Adupu sir. Navi sir, with your permission, two bullets to Adupu sir. Adupu sir, you touched upon very nice that we need to really look at that other frameworks, what is available, etc., without any kind of bias to opinion. Even that first version of our data auditor training, we had a look at existing frameworks, including 19011, right? And obviously, I'm aware that that new one is going to come anytime, 2026, what you talked about. As soon as it comes, we will incorporate all the best practices from there to here. Definitely, because we understand we don't have any problem in taking the best practices, referring the best practices in our programs too, which we do it religiously, as you know, Adu. So we will take care of it definitely for the data auditor part.
Yeah. That is standard. That is standard.
Yes.
How to conduct audit.
Correct.
This is generic standard.
Absolutely.
People, all auditors to follow, CBs to follow that.
Correct. It's a generic guideline for entire audit, any audit for that.
Audit as a profession, audit as an activity.
Absolutely.
So, as far as certain audit is concerned, that is an information security audit. Okay. In fact, we ourselves have trained certain empaneled auditors for privacy upgradation. So even the certain auditors have to get themselves upgraded for privacy through some organization like us. And in fact, certain has had requested us to conduct such programs for their empaneled auditors, and we have done that. Okay. So in future also, that today when I am saying ISO 27001 auditors here, they are similar to certain auditors, except that all of them might not have been registered with certain, but let us say skills of an ISO 27001 auditor is what the certain auditors also represent. So just as we are inviting the ISO auditors, we always invite even certain auditors to get themselves empaneled here as accredited auditors, and then take up privacy this thing. Tomorrow, when a client is looking at an auditor, he may say that if you are certain auditor, it is fine, but within the certain auditors, I will choose somebody who also knows about privacy. So I think that will develop over a period of time. RBI and others presently are not having any choices, no. So they don't know that the privacy audit can be done by somebody else, and they will also perhaps sooner or later realize they will bring their own say frameworks or whatever is that. Let us see.
Sir, and Navi sir,
Yeah,
probably you might observe some time back when the CISA was the global standard for the audit as a profession. Indian Chartered Accountants Association, they adopted DISA. Isn't it? Now, again, this is going to happen with the Chartered Accountants firm or the company secretary firm. They develop Indian version of the something which keeping the DPDPA requirements and probably their community. That what we are seeing in the case of Chartered Accountants community. So
correct.
they're going to happen again here in DPDP also, because this is a big market. This is a big market. So that Chartered Accountant Association not going to lose that market.
So we have started with the concept that we are inclusive. Okay. Now, whether they reciprocate or not, I can't guarantee them. But anyway, we are putting our foot forward and saying that if you are a chartered accountant, you can also join us. If you are a ISACA person, you can also join us. So let us see, sooner or later, this kind of cooperative movement will start, will be accepted. I don't think we should be worried about that. It will happen. Okay, let us hope that it will happen sooner than otherwise.
Shanai?
Yeah, just respond to Adipu sir's view on ISO audit, and then some commercials he just shared. But my experience, and we are feeling at the ground. So this audit is a different audit. Let me tell you this first. This is not a technical audit where you have some standard, you refer, you have a checklist, and you just see whether it is implemented or not. But this constitutes a complete overview of business, domain, legal, technical. So it covers all 360-degree view. So hence, somebody have the knowledge, experience in this for conducting the audit, and the this particular area is new, as I said, to everyone, and those who take the giant step with the knowledge like WebDPPI and the underlying different framework, we see that we always have the hedge. So that is what is my feeling. And just to we are getting the feelers. How we are getting the feelers is, one is Ashok has already shared that we have already won, and some are in the discussion, at the final discussions. I see that there is a lot of progress for us, and definitely this particular independent audit is a different game altogether. And I don't think so we should compare the conventional ISO auditors. Sorry for I'm not putting any ISO auditor down here, but then this is privacy is a new game, and absolutely you need to know the security as
Excellent. Well said, Shanai. If not, let me take the privilege of thanking each one of you for your active participation, and especially on a weekend, on Saturday coming forward. This shows the kind of commitment what each one of us hold towards the privacy. And humbly, I would request once again each one of you to come forward and be an active member of FDPP in all these kind of initiatives, to start with empaneling yourself as an independent data auditor. And I would like to thank each one of the management team over here, starting with Mr. Navi, Mr. Godan Ramsar, Mr. Vijendra Shanai, Mr. Ashok, and Mr. Srivatsa for their continuous efforts in making this discussion successful. Looking forward to have all of you in the next upcoming program, and be alerted towards fdppa.in website so that we all will be together. Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend ahead, and looking forward to have all of you. Thanks everyone. Bye.